Hello, and thanks for joining me today. I'm Steve and we are Inspirited Nudges. In this video, I'm going to help you learn how to ask your spirit guides for help. You may be surprised to find out that it's not as difficult as it sounds. Let's dig in. Get to know your guides. Your guides are always with you. They're with you right now, even if you've never realized it before. Those times where you get an answer to a question pop into your head seemingly randomly. That's your guides helping you. Or you might see a random sign that doesn't really make sense in context of the rest of the world. A song you've not heard for a very long time randomly plays on the radio and points you in a direction you've been needing to go. That too can be your guides. Realizing that your guides are there and working to help you already is the first step in learning how to ask your spirit guides for help. Take some time out. One of the biggest blocks to asking your guides for help is the noise created by your own stress and anxiety. When you're stressed and anxious, you may forget your guides are there, and you'll stop listening for their guidance. And even if you don't forget that, there's a strong possibility that you won't be able to hear their guidance through the buzzing in your head. If you've ever tried having a conversation in a nightclub, you might be familiar with this. You can't hear what the other person is saying over all the noise. So, take some time away from the hustle and bustle of your daily life in quiet solitude and have a chat with your guides. This doesn't need to be any special ritual. In fact, it's often better if it's not. Taking some time out to reach out to your guides for help should become just a part of your day in a similar way you just text a friend. Go for a walk in the park. Take a hot, relaxing bath or shower. I chat to my guides the most when I'm in the shower. Sit in the car somewhere relatively peaceful and just daydream about chatting with your guides. When you first start, it'll feel like you're talking to yourself, and you may still feel alone. That's okay, it's normal. At least it was for me. The first question. The first question I asked when I began talking to my guides was to ask them their names. Somehow I knew I had two guides. You may have more, or you might have just one. It's personal to you. Ask them some questions about themselves to get to know them. Again though, don't be surprised if the answers don't come straight away. You may need to ask repeatedly. Talk to them as you would someone you've just met. Ask them about themselves. Tell them about yourself. Tell them what you need. How to ask for help. It may sound strange, but after years of experience, I've learned not to try to tell my guides how to help. They'll decide how they can help. You just need to let them know that they're allowed to. Free will and consent is everything, and your guides won't interfere in anything unless you ask them to, but they almost certainly won't help in the way that you think they should. You might think you know what you need, but most of the time, you probably don't. For example, most people probably think that a lottery win would solve all of their problems. But statistics show that actually a lottery win ruins many people's lives. So ask for help. Perhaps suggest solutions. But be open to the idea that the help you get isn't quite what you thought it should be. Ask for guides of highest truth. In the early stages of talking to your guides and asking them for help, it can be difficult to discern whether the answers you're getting are from them or some entity who might prefer mischief. So, it's good to open your session with something like, I'd like to talk today with guides of my highest truth and light. Only those guides who have my best interests at heart are welcome here. This sets the tone for your chat and warns any mischievous entities around that they're not invited. In most cases, only your guides will come in anyway, but this gives you a sense of protection and calm that will lead to the answers you're seeking. Ask for a specific sign. Although we don't tell our guides how to meet our needs, we can ask them for a specific sign that they've heard our request. This should be a unique sign that is unlikely to happen naturally or randomly. Seeing a silver car drive past you while you're commuting to work isn't a good sign because every second car these days is grey. Seeing a rare classic car from the 1980s that's grey might be, depending on the circumstances. So choose a sign that's unlikely so that you know that they've heard you, and then you've got to keep your eyes and ears open. You may find the sign comes through a song on the radio or the words of a stranger on the street. Be grateful in advance. Your guides will give you the help you need if you ask for it. As I mentioned earlier, it almost certainly won't be in the way you expect it, but it will come. So it's important to be grateful in advance. Being grateful in advance serves two purposes. It shows your guides you trust them to deliver and shows them that you're not taking them for granted, but appreciate them and their assistance. Remember that spirit time isn't the same as human time. Along with being grateful, you need to be patient. If the time isn't right, you won't get the assistance you think you should. The assistance you need might involve your guides working with other people's guides, and lining up all the ducks of the universe can take time. Or the bigger picture is simply that the time is not yet right for you to receive. But you will, when it is. Being grateful and patient is an essential characteristic of getting good help at the right time, which might not be when you think it should. Wrapping up. Asking your spirit guides for help doesn't require rituals and special locations. There's no need for pomp and ceremony. You can ask them anything at any time and they'll hear. So call in guides of truth and light that serve your highest good. Then talk to them in your head using the same style you would with a friend or colleague. Their help will come. It always does. But it probably won't be in the form that you think it should be, and it may not be at the time you think it should either. But you're essentially a child, and your guides can see a much bigger picture, so trust that they do know what's best. Be thankful to them for their assistance and guidance, and look for their presence and influence in your life. The nudges, if you will. It's not always easy. You may think they're not there or not listening, but they are. Trust in the process. The more you talk to them and get to know them, the easier it becomes to discern their answers. And if you've been asking how to ask your spirit guides for help, maybe, just maybe, they directed you toward this video as the first sign that they're listening. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment below with your thoughts. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget the bell icon to get notified when we release new stuff. I'm Steve, and you've been watching Inspirited Nudges. Stay curious, keep asking, feel the nudges. Until next time, bye for now.